Isn't he Mexican?
Colombian.
He calls himself American.
What is this?
𝒔𝒐𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔.
And in this corner, it's the American Anchor Baby.
Daddy's home.
That's an offensive term. People find that hurtful.
You mean it's not politically correct? Excuse me. I'll use the word anchor baby.
He's an anchor baby in Canada.
Tell him we still rolling with Trump, too.
Anchor baby, the whole thing sounds horrific. You're just making it sound like immigrants are these horrific, greedy people.
Ustedes pueden aceptar mi negocio o aceptar las consecuencias. Plata o plomo.
So you would be considered white, in my opinion.
You're the blackest one in this room.
I think so.
And what happened was his mama got pregnant on the other side of the border. And then a few hours before, just before it was time for him to pop out, she jumped across the border and let him fall on American soil. So he became the anchor baby. They don't call him the anchor baby for nothing. Amazing.
We like this anchor baby, right?
Hello, I'm the American Anchor Baby, and this is my show. Thank you for tuning in. What's up, folks? Appreciate it. Let me pull up everything here and say hello to the folks as we're going to get going here on this Thursday. American Anchor Baby, what is up? Thank you. What are we going to get into? I mean, we're going to be stream of consciousness maybe a little bit. Just kind of thinking about a couple things here. Had some amazing shows today on the network. Jesse Lee Peterson and Hake. I'm sure many people caught the Hake report today. Lots of fun. Spicy. It was great stuff. Talked about a bunch of things. People mad about the N-word. Definitely check out the Hake report. TheHakeReport.com live every day, Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. So I want to get into a couple of things here. And we will be taking calls, of course. 888-775-3773. For sure. Too emotional, says Raymond. Emotions. Definitely lots of emotions. And how do you differentiate in this world? How do you discern? Right? Discern when people are talking, people think enemies, you got to think who's your friend, who's your enemy. But in general, I think people, although misguided in trying to figure out which person is their enemy, it's out of a blindness, not knowing that people aren't really themselves, that even you are not yourself. There is no, what you think is you is not you. And so you are here trying to figure out which you is the enemy and the friend. But at the same time, we can understand that blindness and ignorance comes from a desire, sometimes basic as protecting yourself, a desire to discern, ultimately. We may have eaten from the fruit, the tree of knowledge, eaten the fruit with the tree of knowledge and tried to figure out good and evil. But that's a perversion of trying to discern the spirit behind things. Is it good or bad? That's why we use that language. And it can get kind of complicated, especially these past few weeks. A lot of people have been saying these past few weeks, masks have come off. And you can see where people really stand, what people are really about. And I can agree. I can definitely agree. But for me, it's what Raymond said, emotion. And I think the discernment starts there. Because people want to say they love, people want to say all sorts of things. But all angry people will turn on you. All of them. This I'm sure. And so how do we make sense and discern what's going on with politics, with the world? You know about the recent Speaker of the House. They just added Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson, a name I had never heard before, on the scene to unify the Republicans, be the Speaker of the House, and get the machine rolling again. Got to get the funding, the appropriations bills. And so that's been a bit of a fight. Mike Johnson's on the job, though. And it seems like things are taking some movements here. What I'm talking about is a recent bill. A White House, Democrats accuse House GOP of politicizing our national security. So first order of business here, Mike Johnson. You got to get the funding. And what he did was, what they're criticizing is this Israel aid bill. Okay? And essentially what it comes down to is Mike Johnson is presenting a plan, the GOP's plan, this is the GOP's plan, to provide Israel with $14 billion in assistance. I'm reading this from NY1. But the way they're going to provide this assistance is by diverting funds from there's all this money going towards the IRS, basically. And it comes from this bill, the Inflation Reduction Act, which itself, the Inflation Reduction Act itself it's born from the whole Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, the big $1 trillion infrastructure bill that Biden put forth. A lot of it was widely criticized due to its funding and the slush fund for this or that Green New Deal and whatever crap the Democrats want. But they call it infrastructure, right? They put a bow around their little package to further pilfer from America, even though they call it infrastructure. And so the GOP plan here is to carve out some money from that, some money from Biden's evil plan, the Democrats' plans, and use it to satisfy this this need in Congress to fund Ukraine and Israel. This is basically the move. Mike Johnson himself has said he sees it as very important, as he sees it as essential for America to fund Ukraine. Some videos that came out recently. You might say, well, this is how you play ball. This is how you play ball. And I can understand that a little bit. I'm just ignorant to a lot of these things. And so I wonder, how much ball has to be played? Right? It seems like Trump, 2016, goes in and he wants to play ball a little bit. Shows loyalty to establishment conservatives, works with them, right? He tries to make the whole thing work, but they fight him endlessly. You know what I mean? And it's this fight between mom and dad. This is what's so messed up about the game, is the fight between mom and dad. The kids always suffer. I'm always reminded by Hake, his description of Republicans and Democrats. It's mom and dad fighting, and dad's weak. Dad's so weak. And the kids suffer when the parents fight. Isn't that messed up? I thought they were our employees, not our parents. So what does it mean then to be a Republican, I gather from this? What does it then mean to be a Republican today? I guess it means you have to play ball. Because if you don't, your own side is going to freak on you. You're going to have a splinter in your own Republican side. This is what I've gathered in just these few weeks. Stuff I've never really had to think about. Should you dare say no to any concession and say, you know what, I'm not going to budge. I'm not going to budge. I'm America first. I'm reminded of Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz. Like, what would happen if you're saying, you know what, concessions, aid to our allies, da-da-da. You know what, I'm not even saying no, we can talk about it, but first, we deal with America. I'm not budging from that. What would even happen? I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure, because I'm not sure if I've really seen it. I'm sure I'm just not thinking of it right now. But I am. It does remind me of Matt Gaetz a little bit. And Matt Gaetz himself, he said, when it was asked, he wondered that if he would lose his seat. I don't know how, but he said that it would be worth it. His whole ousting of Kevin McCarthy, if you remember. He put over he was the one that started the vote to kick him out, which was the deal, if you remember. The deal was the Freedom Caucus, the holdouts, the MAGA, whatever, the people in Congress in the Republican side who had splintered and said, you know what, we're not going to budge, America first. The deal was Kevin McCarthy, you get to go in with a eject button. We get to install an eject button on our desk, though. And the second you get out of here, that was the deal. He said Matt Gaetz said if he lost his job, it would be worth it. I don't know how that would even work, because he also said he got 70% of the vote. His people voted for him, 70%. Isn't this what he's supposed to do? But he got plenty of criticism, bipartisan criticism. Maybe that's a little bit of a proof of this establishment. If you're Thomas Massie, for example, you get accused of anti-Semitism. Thomas Massie, who is a representative for Kentucky, right? Republican. United States Representative for Kentucky's 4th Congressional District, Thomas Massie. If you're Thomas Massie, you get accused of anti-Semitism. AIPAC. What are these people? Some sort of PAC. I know it's some Israel PAC. I don't know what it's called. But it's one of these political action conferences or conventions or whatever. And they got all this money and support, and they go out and lobby Congress for this or that agenda, of which there are many in the country. It's a mess. Thomas Massie opposed this resolution to fund Israel, this $14 billion thing I'm talking about. AIPAC just tweets about him. Here's Thomas Massie. AIPAC always gets mad when I put America first. I won't be voting for their $14 billion shakedown. Let them know what you think by replying to their post. So I guess that's what you get. And for me, it's clear. It's not a religion. It's not. I'm going to make it clear for you in a second. And so he gets charged with anti-Semitism. They call him anti-Semitic. They say it's a charge of dual loyalty. Dual loyalty. Dual loyalty. It's an insult, they say. Anti-Semitic, that's not very American. I think it makes it a little clear for me. Because all he did was disagree with funding, right? And so what? So what does it mean to be a Republican? It means you have to play ball, make concessions, and we can't do that anymore. I played you that video of this Hispanic family trick-or-treating. And it's egregious. People were just taking all this candy out of this bowl, speaking Spanish, and I'm seeing people react to that. And they're saying it's time to deport illegals. It's time to end illegal immigration. And I'm like, dang, it's a little late for that. It's a little late for that. Because we can't do that anymore. That's not going to fix anything. Seeing new names come out and they're like, no more illegals. That conversation's over. You got to end it all. You got to close it all up. They've been saying 11 million for years. Like, that's not going to cut it. You see what I'm saying? It's not going to cut it. This playing ball. You know what I'm saying? And, I know there's a controversy. People have been banned and stuff for criticisms or whatever. You can't say anything about Israel, they say. I don't know. I've never had that issue. I've thought about Israel a little bit, but then this war broke out and I've never had to think about it as much as I do now. And I understand people have been like banned and stuff, but I never had that issue. And I've only ever had to really think about it. I know people are mad and all that, but I sincerely don't get the controversy in saying what Thomas Massey's saying. I sincerely don't see the controversy there. Now, people out here saying, well, there are people that want to kill Jews and hatred. It's like, well, yeah, that's radical. That's crazy to me. Let's talk about it. But I don't get the controversy of this. I'm just telling you honestly. And I'm seeing this being talked about openly, somewhat openly, right, on Twitter and stuff. Shout out Elon Musk. It seems like the conversation is kind of open. You know, kind of to make a point here that a lot of people kind of identify with other people. They'll be like, yeah, what this person is going through is what I'm going through. And it's like, well, let's not LARP. Let's not pretend and play around here. Let's not play a pretend game. Because I don't see anything controversial from saying that American commandos here, we got a revolver, American commandos here. It says American commandos are in Israel helping to locate hostages. And you got to locate them. You got to locate the hostages. Hey, what's up, little Nick? American commandos, though. If you guys have been watching my show as of late, you guys know a little bit about military tactics, especially in tunnels, as they say that they're going to have to deal with in Gaza. And I showed you what tunnel warfare is going to entail. It's some pretty brutal stuff. They're modern day castles. A small force can really, hold back and really injure and cause a lot of casualties in an enemy, a larger, well prepared and more advanced enemy force, invading enemy force. I showed you American generals, and I don't know about this. I don't know about this stuff saying that the IDF is not very brave, not very strong. These are military generals, ex-military people saying it. I don't really know. But I showed you what it would entail. It's some pretty nasty stuff. Some pretty brutal stuff. And I just hope that's not what the American commandos are going through. And I've shown you these foreign fighters who are happy to go to Ukraine and Israel, so I'm not going to say, I really just don't know, right? Who knows? Maybe these people are like these foreign fighters, just happy to go. We get what we ask for, right? We get what we deserve. But at the same time, I don't think there's anything controversial to say American commandos shouldn't be the first ones going through that tunnel warfare, that insane stuff that I was showing you. It's a pretty intense stuff. Meanwhile, there's reports that Netanyahu's son is in Miami, just chilling, you know? And, look, you see the point here, right? It's like putting Americans, your own family, the sons of America. Like, would you be willing to put your son? You know what I'm saying? And so, I told you about Robert E. Lee. What was it, yesterday? They melted down that statue. And I look around at people today, and we ain't ish. We ain't ish. We don't make anything cool. Some of us out here trying. Well, you're lazy anchor babies making some halfway graphic designs. But my point is that we're not really about anything. And I realized that the statues and the fight in the schools and all this it's like a front of a war. They call it a culture war. They call it a culture war, right? And the moving front of this culture war is all these things that are changing. They're the disputed territory you Google when they're the disputed territory lines that when you see on Google. That's this culture war. And the thing is, the lines of the battle, the lines of a specific particular battles are one thing. but there's also the tide of war. And when and people can see that. People can see that. And ours is a full retreat. That's our MO here. Our MO is full retreat. Melt it down, all that. But you know why, though? You know why, though? Because it's the people that matter, and the people are retarded. The people have no love. The people get mad at the N-word. The people believe in racism, anti-Semitism. They believe the people are this. What the heck is going to fix this? Huh? What are you fixing? What are you going to fix? How are you going to fix this? Tell me how you're going to fix this. Israel didn't do this. Tell me how you're going to fix this. No, but we're gonna purity spiral and get mad. That's what we're gonna do, right? I'd rather Robert E. Lee beside me, right? Actual people with some honor and stuff, right? But no, we got those homeless people, drug addicts, all this mess. People in Congress, they call themselves Republican or whatever. Here's the connection. Liars. People who wear masks. Okay? The same thing if a Republican were to go around saying, I'm a conservative, but they conserve nothing, play ball, and, just lip service to, I don't know, market stuff. Like, what about the order of God, Christianity? I don't know. The souls of people are empty. People are empty. They got holes in their spirit. They're filling it up with all this crap. What do you call that person? Not a conservative. It's a person wearing a mask. It's a person lying. What do you call in the same way? What do you call a patriot? What do you call a black person who calls himself Christian, conservative, a patriot? But when you take them all the way up to the point, you'll figure out, I'm a patriot, but at the end of the day, I'm still black. You can't say the N-word, white boy. You can't say certain things. You're a white boy, and I'm a black man, and you are offending me. You're a conservative. You're a Republican conservative, all the way up till, I don't know, anti-Semitism. I don't know. Women. Oh, you're a conservative. I'm a Christian. Here's another. You call yourself Christian, but you get mad. You don't love your enemy. Then you're a liar. You're not a conservative. Let's say you love me. Oh, I love you, Nick. I love you. I love your show. I love your show. I love what you're about. But then you identify. You identify, and not only believe in your identity and don't even make any attempt to have some self-reflection, you encourage the identity of others. Thinking but you love Nick, you love me, I love you, Nick. I watch your show, Nick. You know what? That guy who called me, who said, man, N-words did this or that, and he had no idea. Oh, N-words did this, man. Blah, 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 N-words. You don't love me, you don't like my show, don't even watch my show, don't call me. You don't even know what I'm about. That people, you're in my chat. You play you're nice. I sincerely think, you know what, you're a friend, somewhat, in that. I sincerely think you at least are listening and want to call. You don't love me. Don't call my show. Don't even watch it. If you get mad at the N-word, if you're a patriot up until you're black though, but I'm still black. I get mad at the N-word. You don't watch you don't care. You're not about what I'm about, and don't pretend otherwise. People say, well, if you say the N-word, Well, don't be surprised with the consequences. It's like, yeah, we all know that. And that's just like an intelligent risk assessment. But you're okay with that? Are you okay with that world? Where a woman can get, something bad can happen to her because she says the wrong thing to a black guy? You okay with that world? You know what I mean? Pull up, threaten to pull up. I know you think it's cute, but... Oh, I see you. There you go. What's up, Frederick? Man, you're a dirty snake, Frederick. And it's funny, if you guys caught the call with Art from Ohio on the Hake Report. Yeah, it was great. It was a great call. And in fact, here, hold on. Let me see how I want to do this. Let me pull up the calls. Who's calling me? Okay, well, let me see how I do this. Let me just finish this, and then I'll actually get to calls. We'll see what comes out of this, huh? But yeah, we're about love, and that's the only thing that's gonna fix things. That's the only thing that's gonna turn things around. Okay? I see it happen too. I seen it happen. People you never think would forgive, speak about Jesus. It's there if you pay attention. This like silver lining of it's God. It's definitely God. And it goes back and it's all the way to today. That's it. The message has been there if you pay attention to forgive over thousands of years. That thoughts are lies. So many different people, actually, if you pay attention, have talked about this. And they come from they'll be Hindu, but there's a force working through it all, the whole history, through the whole time. God's been with us from the beginning. The message has been there if you pay attention to forgive, that anger is evil. It's been there since Jesus, and it continues. God has been with us. And if you pay attention, it's there. And the influence is there. I've shown you some of it in my world that I pay attention to, right? On the internet. Zerka, Sneeko, Nick Fuentes, Jesse Lee Peterson's influence on the young guys, Ethan Ralph recently. It's all there. God's been with us from the beginning. And the only thing that's going to change it, love. That's how we stop being fearful. And that's how we're going to be able to discern. That's how we're going to discern snakes, discern all sorts of stuff. We'll be able to see people coming from a mile away. And nobody... You see what I'm saying? What are you guys saying in the chat? I'm just looking at the chat right now. Say it again. What are you guys saying, huh? For those listening, if you guys ever catch the podcast. Oh. Speaking of the podcast. Don't worry about that. If you guys are listening, I sometimes talk with my chat here. And I'm just kind of tuning into the live chat. If you're ever on Rumble, D-Live, YouTube, and sometimes Twitch, you can jump into the chat away with the folks. It's fun. Leave a comment, drop a like, subscribe. Maybe you disagree. Call me, 888-775-3773, and drop a little comment. Tell me what you don't like. I got Zeus out of Florida. You're on the air, sir. Zeus. Oh, don't hang up, Zeus. I have you muted. All right, Zeus, you're on the air now.
Can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear.
Beautiful. So I'm doing my PM chores on the farm, but I took a break to talk to you.
Okay.
Why'd you get so upset earlier? Let's hash this out, my brother.
No one's
upset.
You called
me a punk.
I did call you a punk because you're a little punk. You think you're tough.
Why am I a punk? Tell me.
You think you're tough, and you say, I love you, Nick. I love you, Bond. But then what do? you show us that you actually haven't been listening to a single word, and you're actually about identities. You're about pushing identities, and and that's evil.
But tell me, why am I a punk?
You said you aren't you going to come and beat us up? Aren't you going to come and pull up on Bond with Frederick, with your buddy Frederick?
No, I never said that.
Did you say you were going to pull up though?
I never said that.
Now why are you lying?
Frederick said he's going to pull up on the punks.
And then you're like all agree with Frederick. You know, we've been very nice to you, and I still have no problem with you, man. I've never even met you.
I have no problem with you. You're my brother.
I don't go around making allegiances with the chat or people who call me, because I know how people are. And so let me just say,
Sure.
To be clear of what it was, he's there in the chat, putting our address in the chat, saying pull up. And you're the peanut gallery. You're the peanut gallery saying, yeah, they're not tough. Yeah. Let's see if they would say it to your face. So if I'm to understand something here, if Frederick were to pull up and beat us up, you would be on the sideline laughing, saying, look, see, they are tough. Right on. That's what you're trying to tell me?
Nick, did I say you were a punk?
No, I called you a punk.
No, but did I say you were a punk?
That's not the question. That's not the point here. Weren't you yucking it up? That's not the point here. Weren't you yucking it up with Frederick about being pulled up on? Yes or no?
Here's the thing, though. Go back to the hate chat, and what did he say? These punks won't say it in person. And I said, that's right.
Exactly.
These punks will not say it in person.
Exactly. Thank you for telling us, Zeus. Look, and here's another thing about
you won't say the N-word in person, Nick, right?
Well, because I know people are crazy, and they might hurt me.
Exactly. That's right. So how are you going to get mad at me for saying
I'm not mad about you.
Say it in person?
No, I'm not mad at you.
Why are you going to call me a punk when I said the truth? These punks won't say it in person. You won't say it in person, right?
That's not the point, though. You're talking about a man who's saying he's going to pull up, so you would be cheering him on.
Nick, the fact is, I didn't say you were a punk. I was talking about Krishan the Dove.
Here's the point here. Here's the point, Zeus. Because I understand where you're coming from, because I realize, too, that you just have like a respect thing. And it's like, well, I wouldn't say this because it's disrespectful and all that. So I know where you're coming from, and I know it's just kind of like an immature thing. I know you really didn't mean it, but I'm glad you called because you're not even realizing what you're saying and who you're agreeing with.
Nick,
and I noticed that you do this.
You got upset and called me a punk. So how is that not different? Okay, go ahead.
That's punk behavior.
Finish.
That's punk behavior.
Exactly. You're a punk.
So exactly, punk behavior. You call him out. Punk is a punk, right? So
yeah, you're acting like a punk. Tell me.
Okay, may I?
Sure, go ahead. I'm listening.
Right on. So, I mean, you do this. You're like making all your little friends. And I'm just saying, man, if you watch my show, if you're about anything I do, you don't need to be making these allegiances. You need to stand on your own. You're in the chat saying, well, no, I didn't mean it like that. You're making sure that you're still friends with the people you're friends with. You're creating your little team. Okay, Art, I'm on your side. You got to overcome that stuff. You're not even watching my show.
Can I go?
What's that?
Is it my turn, or are you still going?
No, go ahead.
So you guys will sit here, the people in your chat, and they know who they are. They'll sit here and say, words don't mean anything. But I said, show them, Frederick, these punks. And you got upset about a word called punk, and you called me a punk. So tell me, is that not any different than the N-word?
I didn't get upset, though. I'm just calling you out. You said you love me. Look, this is my only point.
Why did you call me a... Did I say you were a punk, like though? Did I say Nick was a punk?
I don't know. I don't remember you calling me a punk, and I don't remember me even saying anything about you calling me a punk. I don't
go back to the hate
Hold
chat.
on, Zeus. I don't remember.
I never called you a punk.
I don't remember you saying anything about being a punk. Okay, I called you a punk. So let's just make that clear.
Yeah.
And also,
why did you call me a punk?
Because this is the point. Because
why?
I'll tell you why. Because you get to. This is my only point here too, is that if you want to call my show and tell me you love me, then I get to kind of make a little bit of a seed, because I don't really care. But I get to then make a little bit of a seed and say, well, if you love me, why the heck are you acting like this? Because I like to demonstrate kind of what love is about a little bit. So if you get, if you say, oh, I love you, but you're teaming up with people who want to pull up, thinking it's cute, then I get to make a little bit of a seed and call you out.
Can I talk now? Is it my turn?
All right, man. Last thing, and then we'll move on.
First of all, I never called your show and said I love you. Second of all, Frederick never said he's going to pull up on you. You took it that way because you perceive words the wrong way. And the same people who will perceive the words the wrong way will come and call out people for saying the N-word. I never called you a punk. You called me a punk.
I didn't say you called me a punk, man. I'll say that again. That's not the point.
Frederick said he'd pull up on the people who say the N-word in person.
That's not what he said. He said he's going to pull up on 𝒏𝒊𝒂𝒎.
I don't know what that means.
Put in our address.
But first of all,
Zeus, come on, man. Don't do this. Anyway, Zeus, I'm moving on.
I'm from Florida. Oh, move on if you're scared, but that's fine. But let's have a conversation.
All right, man, go ahead.
I ain't trying to have beef with you, Nick.
No, I don't want beef. I don't have beef with you. I have no beef with you, man. You could call my show. You could be in my chat.
I love you on Hake
I have no beef
I said I love you.
Right, but I like to call out people who lie.
Let's have the conversation.
Don't lie.
How did I lie?
Let's
have the conversation. Don't shy away. Don't chicken run from it. What did I say that was a lie? I'm not trying to do anything.
That you love me.
How do I not love you? What did I do that was not loving you?
You okay with me getting pulled up on, and you would stand next to that guy saying, "Yeah, look at these guys. They're not tough." You would yuck it up.
Did Frederick say he was going to pull up on you?
Or apologize and take it back.
Did Frederick say he's going to pull up on you?
Yes.
No, he didn't. Don't lie, Nick. Go back to the hate chat. He never said he was going to pull up on you.
You go back to the hate chat. He put our address. Anyways, we're done. Appreciate your call, Zeus.
Beta.
We're just going around in circles. Call me again with something different.
Don't be afraid, Nick. Nick, you're still my boy. I love you.
We're cool, man. But I just don't want to go in circles. We have a show. You know what I mean?
We ain't going in circles. I'm talking truth.
No,
and
I
you're
already
running
answered
away.
your question.
And
he
that's
did.
What I
you don't see it that way. He did say he did say us. He did mean us. You don't see it that way.
He never said he's going to pull up on you,
You
Nick.
told me go back to the hate chat.
He never said he's going to pull up on you.
Zeus,
he never said he's going to pull up on Nick.
Zeus, hold on.
He never said that.
Zeus, hold on.
Don't lie.
Zeus, hold on.
Don't lie.
Hold on, Zeus.
Go.
He said he's going to do that. You told me go back to the hate chat and see. We're not agreeing on that.
I'll go back right now.
Zeus, hold on, man. I've been nothing but kind to you. You said go back to the hate chat.
I've been kind to you too.
You said go back to the hate chat to figure it out. That's where the conversation ends, right? We'll go back to the hate chat, figure it out. There's an impasse there. You see what I'm saying? So it's nothing. Don't take it personally, Zeus. Just saying bye to you, friend. Take care, man.
Why would I take it personal? You're over here lying, saying.
All right, Zeus. See ya. People don't listen. What can you do? But I wanted to take his call because I know he doesn't mean it. He's just being immature. He's being silly. And people are evil. Frederick, Los Angeles. You're on the air.
What's up, Nick?
Yo. Why do you think it's cute? Why do you think it's cute? Why do you think that's cute? And then why do you think that's cute what you did?
Let me explain. Because on your show, I have never been the one to be like, death to America, America demise. As much as you want me to, that's when you would feel a certain type of way about, like, the N-word. But y'all say the N-word, but y'all don't want nobody else to react about it because y'all don't hear the black people calling in, defending themselves against Jesse, because I won't degrade myself because I'm living good to complain like the blacks. But if they called in and told you about yourself and stuff like that, or just defending them, you'll be like, okay, we having a conversation. Or you'll be mad when you hear death to America and you be like, oh, it's like you saying the N-word to me if you saying death to America.
Frederick, you said the devil's going to bring... No, I don't want to hear all this. I don't want to hear all this because you don't really want to talk to me. Frederick, you said the devil's going to bring down Bond, is going to bring down the show, we're going to pull up. Tell me why I should ever take your call ever again. Because I sincerely, let me tell you, Frederick, I sincerely,
can come up and show you love.
Hold on, Frederick.
I'll let
you respond. I sincerely, you may not believe me, but I sincerely thought that, we may disagree and you believe things that I don't think are true, but I sincerely thought that you liked us though. You didn't wish us any harm. You didn't wish us any harm.
You're lying to your chat. Did I say I was going to fight you?
No, you said you were going to pull up. And then remember the other time you said you were going to pull up with 20 guys? Remember
Jesse talk about the blacks and his love all day. But when I pull up and show y'all love, it's dangerous.
I'm just telling you, I sincerely thought that.
You get scared. See, you don't know you're assuming. You're in your mind. You're thinking 20 blacks pull up and you get scared.
But it's you who said it.
Come in there and talk and have a conversation.
We can talk about scared
the
or not,
N-word.
but that's not what I'm talking about.
We talking about you getting scared about like N-word and the repercussions of it, and like, okay, you gonna put our address out here, like the
But you did.
repercussions. That's just like the girl walking down the sidewalk. If she deserved to get raped, maybe that deserved to happen. It's all God's plan. We can't pick and choose our battles, Nick.
My point is, like, it's not even about fear. It's just that I just want to point it out, you know, that we're pretty kind. What's the word? We're pretty like non-judgmental. We allow a lot on the network. We're pretty cool with everybody. Look at how much we've allowed. We let even people who threaten us. We even let people who threaten us to disagree and all that. So
who's not a threat is a word. A threat ain't nothing. I did not say I was going to fight you. And somebody talking about coming to see you because they know where you at, you realize you have fear, and that's a woman issue. And you get mad, you start talking about, you don't love
what? Nick, I just meant we were just going to pull up and be, we're just going to pull up with flowers, bro. Chill. What? Nick, you're so weird. When I said pull up, I meant we were going to pull up with flowers, dummy.
Yeah, why are you getting in your feelings?
Right on, Frederick. We were just gonna, Nick, chill. We were just pulling. When I said pull up, I meant we were pulling up with goodies and cookies. Silly.
Well, why do you get
silly
scared?
person?
Why do your mind take it there? You think all black people are the same way, and we only 14%?
No. I'm just.
Y'all go across the street. If you see a black man coming in, we're only 14%.
I'm not gonna let you do this, Frederick. Oh, you just think so you just think blacks 14%. I'm literally responding to what you said. I've done nothing but treat you like a real person and talk to you
I had
individually.
A good caller with Hankin on that show about that caller. I was trying to stop him.
Anyways, Frederick, I don't want to spend too much time on this.
The good racism. Let's talk about what I called on Hank's show to begin with.
Call Hank's show.
You still in your feelings. All right. Later, Nick.
Because it's like propaganda. I thought I was talking to a real person for a long time. But it's like, it's just propaganda. It's just an agenda. He's not really talking to me. He's just, I would love disagreeers. But if you're an identity pusher and a snake, I actually don't have time for that anymore. But I would love disagreeers, even mad, just mad and all that. At least you could see them. At least they're mad and all that. At least you see what they're about. But hey, I would love disagreeers. But all this propaganda agenda stuff, do people even get anything from our conversations? Are people learning anything? It's all really confusing because I'm confused talking to them. I get confused and I'm thinking, all of you guys are confused as well. That's the propaganda. I mean, we're here about making things clear about love and anger. Mr. Mad, you're on the air. Appreciate your call.
Hey, what's up, Nick? I just wanted to chime in a little bit myself.
Sure, yes.
I just find it interesting that it's always the folks that really don't follow Christ at all that seem to have these outlooks on life where they're living in a perpetual state of vengeance or identity or ego. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Think about it. Like whatever Christ went through, that's the ultimate disrespect. So for you to think that you're better somehow because you, I don't know, took offense to a word or something happened to your people, that doesn't even have to do with you, or a word got said that wasn't even directed at you. I mean, it's funny that they think that they need to be treated with kid gloves, and everybody else has to bow down and cater to them.
So true, because we're forgetting what we're about. Maybe or revealing that people were never about what they said they were. And what I mean is, I thought we were about love. I thought we were about this, that people are controlled by a spirit. Right. And so when you see someone, people are controlled by a spirit, and so when you see someone say something that you think is offensive, really what you're feeling is something inside of you.
Right,
but if it's the N-word, I'll throw that all out the window. That's all out the window. I'm black again. My identity is black guy.
Right. Yeah. And it becomes an object of vengeance too. It's like, well, it's our turn now. We don't want equality. We want exclusivity. That's what we want.
Right.
It's our turn. That's always been the case with these people with this outlook. And again, it's these people who, if you notice, they openly admit that they don't believe in Christ, or they don't worry about those teachings or anything like that. They don't have the forgiveness in them because they don't care about forgiveness. They want to dwell on the past and what happened to whoever,
Yeah. So true.
But yeah, that's all I want to say.
I think this is a good demonstration of that, on what
Right.
Because people may get lost, like, identity politics, or what do you mean by overcoming identity? I think it's this right here.
That and if you don't identify with it, why would you take offense to it? You know, like if somebody calls me the F word, I'm going to know that I have no qualms about it because I know I'm not that, you know?
Right.
They call me a, you know, beaner or whatever, you know? Let's just say, you know, like I identify, you know, as American. You know, I don't really have any ethnic ties, I guess, you know, that I really acknowledge. Like, yeah, sure, I'll you know, mention it, but I you know, if somebody calls me something else, Puerto Rican or whatever, I'm not going to really trip on it for real, you know? Like, I'll make a joke out of it, but they're taking the joke too far, you know, when they do stuff like this.
Right. It's like people don't, like, those are just, they have problems anyways.
Yeah. Well, it's all stemming from the identity thing. It's like they really obsess over the pigment levels in their skin, you know?
Yeah. Anyone out here calling you a Puerto Rican, Boricua, whatever, what does that say about that person?
Unbelievable. No, I'm saying. But no, yeah, I mean, it's just, it's tribalism. That's it. It's tribalism at its root, you know. And again, everybody just wants their turn. They don't care about.
Right. I see what you're saying. I think I see what you're saying. Yeah. It's everybody wants their turn. Like, instead of actually caring about free speech as an actual point of like something actual, like a salient point, as opposed to, well, it's only free speech when we're in charge, kind of thing.
Exactly. Yeah. And I had a you know, like a question about the respect thing, the disrespect thing. So like somebody who has this idea that like you have to tiptoe around somebody because you want to be cool with them or because you know you don't want to disrespect them. How come these are usually the same people that also say like, oh, well, I'm not going to use any, you know, the LGBT pronouns and I'm not going to, you know, respect that or whatever. But you know, it's like they don't see that, you know, when you ask for this type of exclusivity, you know, you give an inch and, you know, eventually they're going to take a mile. But they don't see it for that. They just want it for their thing, you know, just like the LGBT people do, you know. They want it just for them, but they can call you anything they want. Blacks, they don't want you to say that one thing, but they can call anybody else everything else under the sun, you know.
And it's like, obviously the respect thing is that's not something that's like I'm totally ignorant to. Obviously,
right.
There's like
but
we're not. Say it again. Sorry.
No, I was just saying it's more of a high school playground kind of situation. You know, like once you become a man, those types of things don't really bother you. You know.
Right. It's to say something about you.
Yeah. If it does, then you're just a teenager living in a man's body.
And that's what we're about.
It.
If you want this at all, that's more important to me than, well, you got to respect someone because, you know, obviously there's decency. You don't go around calling people anything unless you want to start stuff.
Right.
That being said, how come people are so crazy about that word? People who would at one point say, well, no, I'm a patriot, I'm a Republican, they say slavery and racism is, no, I don't believe it though. I'm a black person in America and I'm a Republican and I can make my own way and all this racism talk is, oh, wait, but that word comes up though.
Right. They live through the racial lens of that identity, you know?
Right. Right on, Mr. Man.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for
anyways, yeah. Well, I don't know if I think I had one other thing, but I already lost it now.
Well, call me again, Mr. Man. No problem.
Also, later.
Right on. Why are you guys so mad at me being a little tough on 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒆𝒂𝒐 here? I mean, I'm just supposed to just let, like, Zeus is like, it's like whatever, like he's being silly. Teaming up with, he doesn't know what he's doing. But I mean, I'm supposed to just take it, just say nothing. Like, oh, this guy calls my show every day, and he's like, we're gonna pull up to 𝒏𝒊𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒆𝒂𝒂𝒎. I'm supposed to be. I'm not mad. This is good stuff. Get to call him out a little bit. Why you guys mad at me? Kendrick, I got Kendrick, first time caller out of Dallas, Texas. Very cool. I've never seen your name Appreciate your call.
I call in on I usually call in on the other stream, like the flights. I'm at work when you do this one.
Kendrick. Hey, welcome. Thank you for that.
Yeah. So I'll try to be brief, but
no problem.
Yeah, the whole identity thing, it's totally evil. Like the way it's like if you identify, you know how y'all say it gives it power over you, like when you identify with something. And I see with Frederick, it's like by him being so offended by that word, and he's kind of just proving that he's acting just like an N-word. By being so offended.
Sorry.
Because what is he going to do? Because the thing is, it's like people always say, like, black people are, this way or that way, or they're violent and stuff. And then they're like, oh, yeah, but you wouldn't say that to their face. And it's like, well, why wouldn't you say it to their face? Because they're going to write a paper and a dissertation and tell you why it's racist to call them violent? Or you won't say it to their face because they are violent and they will get that way. If they identify with it, then it gives the power over them to act.
That's
like
an interesting point because, they're at that. It's interesting. I think I realize what you're saying because in that response, they're revealing that they are a danger and what they're saying about them is true. Is that what you're saying?
Identifying with it and acting just like what the description of that would be. Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
It has power over them, and it's not just with black people; it's with any identity. You see it with,
hateful. That's true. I got people. Yeah, go on.
Yeah. I was going to say, you see it with like Jews or something. You say like, "Hey, Jews run the bank," and they're like, "You better not say that, or we'll debank you." And it's like, oh, so you're acting just like a Jew.
I was going to say something like that. Yeah, it's like you guys are radicalizing me. Someone was reaching out to me. They're like, "Nick, why don't you talk about this or that?" I'm like, man, this person's acting Jewish.
Yeah, and so
I'm all radicalized.
They acted exactly like what you call them if they identify with it. Like, because if you don't identify with it, like someone could say, I'm half black. Someone could call me the N-word, but I'm not going to act that way and get all violent because I don't identify like that. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't have that power over me.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Right on, Kendrick. Yeah, I can see what you're saying. People get offended too because you said, well, they're acting like one. But it's like, it should be a point of reflection more than anything. It should be a point of reflection when you hear someone say, well, I wouldn't go, hey, I'd advise you not to go around saying that because you know the consequences. Well, yeah, that is just great advice. But it should also be a point of reflection. It's like, why though? Why is that okay? Why, And blacks should hear that and say, well, why are we like that? Why is that a fear in people, whether true or not? Anyway.
Yeah, all these identities people have. It's most of society, I would say. Like whether it's the black thing or people. There's tons of different identities people have, but yeah, it sucks because I guess as long as people have those identities and they're not really themselves. I mean, they have something else working behind them. You know what I mean?
Right on, man.
Yeah, but yeah,
you gotta understand it too, right? Like,
what's up?
You can have an understanding too, right? You probably know well this identity crap. It's how sticky it is, and we look at ourselves probably and hope. I hope I hope I can be that person where nothing can affect you.
Yeah, it's hard
because people say stuff about me, like, or people will say stuff about my about Christians, about my group, or people even in my chat, but for some things, most days I'll feel nothing, and it's like. It can even be like that for the N-word.
Yeah.
So you can understand it when it's the other way too. You're like, man, these people, they literally can't control themselves. Anyways.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that because I think I have, it's making me look at myself and I think I might identify with a few things myself. And I don't know if that's necessarily good, like whether it's a Christian thing or husband or father or like that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like
totally.
And it doesn't seem bad, but I don't know. Like maybe I should reevaluate it.
Well, you'll know if you get offended. Just pay attention. If you get mad.
Yeah, if I get angry.
Absolutely. And don't like say, well, because the trip now, because you know the truth that you heard Jesse or whatever, the trip becomes, is it anger or not? No. Because it's like now because if you admit it, it means you're going to hell or something. No, you know what it is. And if you get offended, nice. There's a little front that needs to be dealt with. You just got to watch.
Frederick and I need to just chill out, man. They're trying to get a rise out of you, it seemed like.
Yeah.
it wasn't working.
Maybe a little bit. I don't know if
it
Zeus was.
you know.
I don't think Zeus was, but yeah.
Well, I got to get back to work, though. So
Call me again, Kendrick.
all right, later, bro.
Right on. Thank you for the super chat. Carver531 says, let's remember the meaning of Thanksgiving and stop fighting amongst ourselves. We must forgive, come together, and focus on our true enemy, the Injuns. Injun Joe. Thanks, Carver, for the super chat. And I got one from Rebecca, little heart. Thank you, Rebecca. With the crow, I think those are some chronum. Sending hearts. Aw. Thank you, Nathan, for the earlier super chat. Says, take the message and flip it. Snake emoji, clown emoji. Thank you, Rumble. Appreciate that. Being light until I rise. Appreciate that. And what's up? DLive.tv/Gorgonzola. What's up, Wrinkle Hands, Bing Bong? Nice. Showing love to DLive. Okay. Shall we get to another call? Jeff, Louisiana, you're on the air. Thanks for your call.
How's it going, Nick?
All is well, as they say.
Man, I called Hate Show and I talked about being Landers, but I think I need to start a comedy show with calls y'all getting a date.
Say that again, Jeff?
So I called Haker and talked to him about him being Landers for all these calls I get. I think I need to be a comedy show. This is hilarious, man. Listening to people call in.
Yeah, what's hilarious? These people calling in the Hake Report?
Well, your Hake Report, your show, and they're all griping about the N-word. And who was it? The last call, was it Frederick or was it somebody else? Not the last guy, but the one before that told you that hate was just a word or threat was just a word.
Oh, yes. Yeah, he said
so
a threat.
Threat's just a word, but the N-word's something from the Word of God. I mean, we're all condemned to go to hell for that.
But I think I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
The N-word is a word as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Threat's just a word.
But this is that's kind of a dirty trick they play. They'll be like, well, you said no, don't care about words. And here you are caring about words, but this is coming from the mouth of a person who cares about words.
Yeah, man.
So they don't even believe in the whole thing. It's like callers who don't even believe in Christianity. They'll call in and be like, but the Bible says this, trying to get you. It's like they just hate you. They just hate you. They don't even care about, they're not even wanting to engage with what you're saying.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just like I wasn't. The reason I called in this morning, I talked about hate, but it's hilarious with this calls. Sorry, excuse me. Because it's like Art called in, and he says, I'm talking about my ancestors. So he didn't say nothing about your ancestors. He said the N-word. But you're going to identify yourself and everybody in your family at that word. So that's your thought process that does that. That's not the white man's thought process. That's your thought process.
I see.
That identifies everybody in your family as that word. It's not something we're saying. It's something you're saying. But you're going to get offended at me because of it. That makes no sense.
No, totally.
And I mean, it's just hilarious. People call in. It's like you've had. I ain't listening to what I was telling you a few minutes ago, but you had. Well, I know you had Frederick on. He's in called Hate this morning. I don't know if you had Art on and whichever other one's called in, but it's like they're all calling in on all of y'all shows, gripe about the same thing, but they won't call in Jesse's show saying it because Jesse won't even put up with it. He just hangs up on them.
Maybe. Well, the lines are full too on Jesse JLP, especially lately.
But, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's just he the only black person y'all won't call in to say nothing, but the rest of it, anybody that's got light colored skin, you call in. It makes no sense. But man, I ain't gonna hold you up, man. I know you got calls
no
to get
problem,
to.
Jeff.
Man, how we going?
Yeah, thank you. Call me again. Right on. Hake, do you happen to have those super chats you sent me the other day? Yesterday, I think. Oh, I might have them on my phone. Hold up. Oh, I think I do. I have them on my phone. people were rumble. I think there were a couple rumble rants from yesterday. Lily Poo, I think I saw you in the chat. I believe you rumble rant. You sent me a couple of rumble rants. I do appreciate it, which I missed. Let me see. King of Graduates, I missed your super chat, your rumble rant. You said one about early. You sent one yesterday, I think, about Amber Alerts. And if I was murdered like George Floyd, would I want the world to protest? I mean, no, because most likely they're using my death as some political crap. But also, I called you a liar for calling it a murder. Now, you sent me another rumble rant saying, I openly say I don't like y'all, so how am I a liar? And God forbid you get murdered like George, but he was murdered. You see the truth with your own eyes and still deny. That's weird, bro, no cap. Well, I say liar. You might take that real personal, like, accusation, but I don't mean it so accusatory. Like, it's just kind of bombastic to get you thinking because you said it's a murder. And how could any honest person call it a murder? It's like, at least, it's like, okay, maybe like manslaughter or negligence because you saw, but you say things like, I saw racism in his eyes and that man murdered him. It's like, well, you're not a very honest person. Even a person who, let's say you really believe that he had racism in his eyes. The man, 𝒏𝒄𝒄𝒌𝒔𝒕𝒓𝒆𝒂𝒎, he lost his wife, just hated by everyone. He's in jail. You're telling me you're telling a man who, even a man who had racism in his eyes, I don't think, you see what I'm saying? A murder is just not an honest thing to say. But thanks for the rumble rants, King of Graduates. Lily Poo with the back-to-back one says, we have to rebuke the Christian Zionist at the pulpits of Satan, allowing child mutilation, same-sex marriage, abortions, up to birth. I disavow them. I rebuke them in the name of Jesus Christ. We have to rebuke the Christian Zionists. Again, I think most people don't know what that word means. I used to think it's like, well, you just think that Jews should have a home, and they should. And I think that if that's what that means, I'm a Zionist. But if it's this like prophecy stuff, and you interpret the Bible to mean it's some kind of prophecy you got to back up, even all the way up till nuclear war, that's crazy. I rebuke that. And I've heard some of this stuff. I don't know how true this is, though. Is this just libel? Some of this stuff that modern Judaism, like Talmudic, whatever Judaism, that they're okay with abortion. I've seen posts of, this or, somewhat semi-prominent Jewish people in the media. They were like kind of liberals, atheist type people, though, saying that abortion is religiously protected because they're Jewish. And I'm like, that's strange. I also saw this other thing on the Talmud and transgenderism, but I don't know how true all that stuff is. Someone's got to tell them, but even that, people lie. I'll wait till it's revealed. Because honestly, I don't know. I just don't know how true that is. But, there was this, was it a debate? Rabbi Shmuley. It was a rabbi, and he was talking to another person, and they were talking about Trump, and this was before he was president. It was while he was running. And someone said about Trump that Trump represents, he's against, the quote is something like, he's against all the liberal, open society values that have done so well for Jews or something like that. And if that's any connection to what you're saying, Lily Poo, like there's like an actual religious sanctioning of things that we're not okay with, Christians are not okay with, like transgenderism, abortion. That's crazy. I just can't confirm that. I just don't know what that is. Lily Poo with another one says, Netanyahu wants all Gentiles wiped away. Did you hear the quote from the Bible he spewed? He wants to return to the Old Testament ways. I did not, Lily Poo. There is this kind of thing, though, I've noticed. Look, there's something I've been noticing lately. And you guys know me, I'm not a foreign policy expert. But everybody's saying, look, I've even talked about it myself. They call it collective punishment. That doesn't sound Christian, doesn't sound okay to me. To punish a whole population for the crimes of a few. To punish the children of Gaza for the crimes of Hamas, right? That doesn't quite make sense. But there's a whole lot of talk. You guys are gonna call me a genocidal person. There's a whole lot of people who are saying, what is it? I had it here somewhere. Where is it? They're saying, where is it? That it's that it's ethnic cleansing and genocide of the people. That think of the children, but I also thought about like then God in the Bible like tell people to like destroy other people that were like he deemed evil or whatever, like go and kill them and don't leave the children alive or the cattle alive. Then you know what I'm saying? My point is it's like we have a strange look at evil, and evil is in the heart. Evil is in the mind, things that we can't really see. So this is not a commentary on the children of Gaza, but what's to say the children aren't evil? You know what I mean? It's kind of an assumption. Yeah, just something I noticed in all this war talk, because I would wonder what people would say if things were reversed. If we had a violent minority in America. If we had a violent minority in America that constantly committed terrorist attacks, I wonder how these conservatives, these dissident conservatives would feel and if their language would change. Just something I thought about. I personally would rather no fighting. I mean, it's all quite evil. It's all quite death, evil. I mean, it's just ego. It's man having their man fights. You know what I mean? Human. But thank you, Lily Poo. Appreciate that. I got Maze, no way, Maze, Ohio on the air. Thank you, Maze, for calling my show. What the?
Hello, Nick. I keep hearing all of these ill and uninformed people calling your show and call James' show, and I will call Jesse. I'm not afraid. But
thank you, Maze. Been waiting to hear it.
Huh? You sit and you hear him talk about black people too. So now y'all upset with Art because he's not saying what you want to hear to make you happy. And let's get with this word. What did I tell you?
Say that again, Maze. I missed what you said. You said Art. What about Art?
They upset with Art because Art do not care for.
Who's upset with Art?
A lot of the people in the chat room and everybody else calling in because they don't agree because of what he said. It's just like when I said,
I don't know if they're upset, but they shouldn't be.
I said I would never call you anchor baby. Why did I say that? Out of respect. And the ill and uninformed, they want to do it because their grandfathers did it. And so why are they so happy to want to say the word when you disrespecting people?
Well, I don't think anyone's happy saying it.
It is.
It's not about happily. I don't think most people who are here.
But can I finish? But the definition to it fit anybody that's acting like that.
That's not quite true either, though. The definitions have changed for many things.
That's why you changed the definition because they don't want to look.
That word can mean friend now.
They don't want to see the people that created it.
That word can just mean my brother now.
What? You're not going to call your brother. They so fixated on the N word.
But will you disagree with me that words kind of change meanings a little bit?
Everybody, it doesn't bother. Some people it do. And you don't understand why it bothers some people.
Say it again? Why?
You don't understand why it bothers some people. Why don't y'all go in there and call Jesse that every morning when y'all go through the door? They can give him that nickname.
How do you know we don't?
You don't. I mean, let everybody hear you call him that.
How do you know we don't? Like in jest and out of fun, like we're buddies.
No, it's not fun. It's just like I said, it's disrespect. I would never call you anchor baby.
And I wanted to answer that because you actually, if my viewers may not remember, but one of the first callers I ever got on the show was Maze. And Maze called me because she wanted to offer she just thought it was disrespectful that people call me the anchor baby, that she would never call me that. And she saw it as offensive that they would ever come up with the nickname like that on me and all that. And what I informed Maze on about, back then when she called me was that what she didn't realize is that I came up with that name. That was my idea. Nobody would ever have called me that if it wasn't my idea.
And what else did I say, Nick? I said you can call yourself that all day long, but you would never let me. I would never call you that because it's disrespectful. That's the way I see it. And the ill and uninformed can't see it that way. They just they grew up in their strollers, hearing their fathers call people that when they didn't have the right to speak back.
But let's say
that's why you get knocked from here to Cancun or somewhere for calling people that, because everybody
I understand.
Everybody don't.
But you just said you respect me, right?
Yes, I did. That's disrespectful to call you.
But
that.
you said you respect me, right?
Yes.
And I see, and I have just a different view of the world than you, and I understand that you're coming at it. I understand you're coming at it differently, and I appreciate it. I know it's sincere, but hold on. But I just don't see it like that. In fact, the person who's most respectful to me are the people who call me anchor baby and know that I'm not taking it any certain way. And so, if anything, you trying to put on me that I should be disrespected, that I should take this as an offense, that's disrespectful. Although I don't really see it as disrespect. Like, I don't feel disrespected or anything. Like, I don't think of myself that much. But you see what I'm saying here, Maze? Because you said you respect me. And I'm expressing, and I'm telling the world about anchor baby and identity because I see that differently.
I want somebody that's from Canada to call.
And so you're trying to put the respect stuff on me. That's kind of against the respect that I'm talking about, you see? So
what I'm saying, Nick, you're not getting what I'm saying. So you want to call yourself anchor baby. Somebody else from the same place you came from, I go call them anchor baby, okay. And they don't like it. I'm saying, well, Nick called himself that, so I can do it too. I don't. That's.
I would hope someone watching would realize that. Wow, it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter. Let's say an anchor, because you're talking about an anchor baby, right? I would hope that someone watching who has been called anchor baby in the past, who has parents that are illegals, and they're in America wondering what their place in it all is. They're mad that people call them anchor baby. They question their loyalty. I would hope someone would hear me and realize that doesn't matter.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Someone would hear you, but somebody else say you call yourself that, and everybody else want to call another person that came from the same place you did, and they don't like it. What do? Did they let them know they don't like it?
Then nothing. They stay in their hell. They stay stuck. And if they talk to me, I'll tell them the truth. But if they want to keep getting offended at the word anchor baby, then so be it.
We haven't heard any anchor babies on talking. Anybody that want to be calling themselves anchor babies.
Would you be offended if I called you black?
No, well, I'm not black.
What's an anchor baby, Maze?
What? I don't know what an anchor baby is for your definition as an anchor baby.
Okay, what is the definition of an anchor baby?
Somebody that was born in this country or either came from another country and living over here.
Right, but they're born with parents that are not from here.
Well, then they were born from parents that's not from here. So you have.
So is that offensive? Like, let's say,
yes, it is.
Let's say you're a person who was born in this country and your parents aren't from here. I'm not being totally ridiculous. I understand the anchor baby term has been used to try and offend, but let's just say that's what you are. You are a person who has parents that are not from here, maybe even illegals. Why would you be offended at someone pointing that out?
I didn't say that I would be offended. I said it's disrespectful with me talking to you.
Why would it be disrespectful to point that out about someone?
It would be stupid for somebody else to call somebody that. You say you call yourself that, but what if somebody don't call?
It's just a factual statement.
You got one of your nuts go out there and call anchor baby. When Nick's anchor baby, I'm gonna call you that too.
Well, but it's a factual statement. It's like saying I'm wearing a blue shirt.
He sit there every day and talk about black people, saying what they want for the Caucasians to hear what they want to hear, to make them happy. But once you step out and don't say what, just like you can say something that don't make them happy. They're going to be upset with you, too. Eventually, you just keep on going. And then I'm going to ask some Canadians, and I'm going to ask some people that was parents that was born here, and they wouldn't, what would they like to be called? And if it's something offensive, I don't want to have anything to do with it.
Well, I mean,
that's what normal people do.
I mean, I don't think anybody really wants to do that. And I think that's a common...
Not evil people that want to do stuff that their grandfathers did when they was in the strollers.
Well, hear me out, Maze. I don't think that most people really want to do that. And I think commonly when people have a disagreement with the whole notion about taking offense from a word and having certain groups say one word over the other, I think most people aren't saying that they want the right to offend someone and be mean to people. I think most people just see the double standard. And they see a false kind of this double standard, first of all, and they see a kind of a unclear, like a false anger over things that are just not real. And so I don't think most people are out here clamoring for an N-word pass so that they can go offend people. It's only a response. It's simply only a response to the prevailing notion that, well, if you say that,
anti-Semitic, Nick.
I'm almost done, Maze. It's only a response. It's simply that this whole kind of conversation really is a response. It's not people out here wanting to be offensive. They're just tired of being told that they are evil or offensive type people simply because they think they see themselves as equals to another person.
Well, why don't you do that with our group of people? Why don't you do that with the Jews? Just come on here.
Well, tell me how I'm not.
You don't have no
Maybe
self.
there's something I don't understand.
That's what I'm saying. So, but when it comes to the end letter, y'all want to say it. But when it comes to everything else, it's quiet.
Wait, like what? Like what? What do you mean?
Excuse me? You'll lose your show, right?
Wait, no, wait. What are you saying? Let's back up. I want to understand what you're saying. Hold on. I'm a little lost.
You can't call Jewish people names that they think is anti-Semitic. Where your show will be?
You're saying are you saying that I shouldn't call people? I mean, I don't say the N-word on this show either for the same reason. What do you mean?
Why don't you and those uniform have that same feeling? Come in and call them what they want.
I feel the exact same way. I wouldn't. What do you mean? I feel the exact same way about a word that you would call anti-Semitic. I feel the exact same way. I'm not saying.
Why don't you use those words?
Because I'm not. Why would I?
Why would you? Why don't you?
This is the point I was making, Maze. Again.
That's the point.
Let me just say it one more time. This is the point here. People aren't out here saying they want it because this is a common response. Well, why don't you go around saying it then? Why don't you go around going up to people's faces and saying, calling them kites? You know, the word that's kind of like the word kite. Why don't you go up to black people and just say it then, huh? If you want to say it so badly. But with people who with that response, what they don't realize is that most people are out here wanting a change with this whole topic out of a desire to go up to people's faces and offend them. In reality, it's been the whole black world and Jewish world or whatever world you want to bring up that's been in everybody else's faces telling them what you can and can't say, and that's what people are tired of. It's really a response. And so you got I don't know why people think that we're like I don't know why people think that our desire is to be we want to be mean and offensive to be. Our desire is to be free from the shackles of these words and how they control people.
You call Native Americans Indians, which is not appropriate.
When did I do that?
And then they call.
I may have done that.
Everybody got a name except the Caucasian man. They think that they can't have their way, and they having temperature, and they don't rule nobody, but they want to, and they want to rule the man and what you say, and then they get upset because they can't say to you what you don't want to hear. But they can say all day long what they want to talk about. But you can't get the opportunity to say what you want to say. That's what I'm saying.
And what do I want to say that I'm not saying?
I guess you don't join in and you want to.
What do I want to say that I'm not saying?
What you just said. What people getting tired of black people saying and what they can do and
right.
What they can take.
Do you see what I'm...
We're the weakest link, but I tell you, we are your conscience.
No. But do you see my point, Maze? That people aren't because this is a common response. Well, why don't you go up to them and say it then? Because
I don't say stuff like that. That's what I'm saying. Unless you got it in you.
You just asked me, Maze. Why don't you go around saying those words then?
I asked you why.
What was your point in that?
My point was that you don't do it because of what reason?
Because I don't want to be starting. This is the same reason I don't go up to a stranger on the street and say, "Hey, fatty, hey, you fat, ugly person." It's for the exact same reason.
That's not nice either.
Right. What's wrong with that?
So, but you don't do
how
that.
Is that? How is that against anything I'm saying?
And then you haven't given it an N word. It's not a word. It's a letter, N letter, because it was something that you used and you can't use it, and that's the problem with the people because they can't use it. And everybody.
Wait. Let's back up and break it down. You asked me, why don't I go around saying those words? Mm-hmm. I said to you, because for the very same reason, I don't go up to strangers on the street and say, "Hey, fatty, bald idiot."
But why would you want to say it?
Huh?
Why would you want to say it if you could?
But I'm not. See, here's the difference. I'm not gonna get my job taken away. I'm not gonna get beat up I'm not gonna get pulled up on by a group of blacks for saying all those other words.
Well, you would get jumped on by some Hispanics too if you say the wrong word.
And that's wrong.
You got that right.
And that's wrong. Why are we okay with the world like that? Why are we okay with a world like that?
Why would you be okay with a word like that?
Why are we okay with that? That's wrong. Even if I was here saying, "You dirty N-word, S-word, F-word, I hate you for your skin color," and you
that's
are.
The problem.
If I were out here saying that, that's still. I want to be in a society where that doesn't mean that it justifies a group of blacks pulling up on me and beating me up.
Really?
Why is that okay?
Because it doesn't justify the Klan coming messing with
So
people that never
you're
bothered
okay
them.
with anger is what is
No,
your
I'm not
point.
okay with
And
anger.
this is such a good demonstration of what this
It's
show's
people that
about.
didn't go to school.
This is why dealing with
Can
anger
I
is the
tell
most
you?
important thing.
It's
More
people that
important than
didn't go to
anything
school.
else. Because
It's people
you're
that didn't
okay
go
with
to school,
anger.
was
That's
never
really the
around
point
black
here.
people and didn't understand them. That's all it is. So they can't tell us what to do because they have laws now to keep them from telling people what to do now.
What?
And they mad.
Say again? Say again?
Because I said they have laws now to keep from telling people what to do and how to act. And
Right, because people
And
are
I'm happy they have.
people are too crazy right now.
No,
you
yeah, they
need
crazy.
you need it's like you know how they started putting
They crazy and
putting really stupid warnings on the packaging and stuff. Don't eat this. Like it's like obviously you shouldn't eat this when it would kill you. But the only reason they started doing that is because people got so retarded and stupid. And
Nick,
so
why did
people
they
are so
change that?
retarded and hateful now that they'll actually think that it's okay to beat the crap out of someone because they say the N-word. And so, of course, you need hate speech laws and all these laws because the people are retarded. They're not Christians anymore.
Why did they change the definition of the word?
Change the definition of what word?
Of the N letter. Why they change the definition?
I don't know. It kind of just happened over time. That's how these things usually happen with words. And I think it happened with black people. They're the ones who most commonly have changed the meaning of that word because they use it with each other and in their music. It just means person a lot of the time. Hey, what's up, bro? That's what it means.
That didn't change the definition.
It did though.
So it's just like a Klansman sitting up here talking to me.
The definition that de facto changes the definition. People literally.
They didn't change the definition.
Of course it does, because when you say a word with your mouth, but in your mind the meaning is different. That is a word. That is a definition of the word changing. It's like the word racism.
Can I tell you the kind of people that want to use those words? The Klan, and people that didn't get education, and people that don't never around black people.
No, and also
Those are the
people
that
who
wanna
are
use that
also
word.
young people. That's
and
not
their
true.
parents didn't teach them any better.
Okay, this is why it's wrong what you're saying because
some black people cannot call black people that word.
I don't know. Maybe when you were in your time,
No, I'm
Maze.
not
Maybe
talking
in
about
your
me.
time, Maze. But the truth is,
I'm still here.
I know. But maybe when you were younger, Maze, because straight up, one group that you missed is young people who are not racist, who don't hate black people, but it's just young people who are responding and reacting to this over-policing of one word, and they're just done with it. But
You not get what I
but
said.
if people follow what you say, they would take those young people and they would put them in with what you said, some conspiracy theory of Klan members and white
it is not a
supremacists and people who
conspiracy
hate
theory. I said
blacks.
me.
No,
I'm talking about
they're
me.
just young people who are tired
No,
of this
they are young people that are
over-policing
tired.
of language.
No. There are young people that's not tired. Those are the people that you hear using that one. So happy to use that word. As I say it, you can't even still talk to some black people that way using that word. So what do you think y'all black people got to respect somebody that don't look like them?
Can you repeat that, please?
Some black people don't let you use that word to them either. Did you know that?
Right. Yeah,
Well, then, why don't y'all act
they're they're older, usually mature people, even younger. They don't want it to be said to them either.
Well, they get slapped
what's
from
the
here
point?
to the moon using that word to some black people. To black people.
Say again.
They get slapped from here to the moon using that word to black people because everybody don't like to be called that word. And I say, why did they change the definition? Because who put that definition out? And why would people call that? Just like they call people monkeys, they call Martin Luther King a coon, and they still call him a coon to this day. Those are code words that
Who's
they
calling Martin Luther King? Who's calling him?
you need to do something. That's what I say. Uneducated.
You mean other
Look
black
it up.
people are calling him a coon?
No, black people don't call
White people don't use that word.
Oh, yes, they do.
I don't know.
So
not
you
in my
around
experience. Maybe they
You
did at
around
one
people,
time.
You know what they do. But you
No,
just
black people use that word. That's
No,
actually my lived experience, Maze.
Because one man always
That's
calls
my
this
actual
somebody.
lived experience.
No, you lived the experience. No,
I'm
you've
being
been around
straight
nobody.
up. I mean, I got into politics and all that with Tommy
Well, maybe you
Sotomayor and JLP, and ever since I've been hearing the word coon, it's only black people who
Have
use
you
that.
been around? That's right. That's on you here saying it. But if you were around,
Maybe it was different at another time, but I'm being straight up with what I'm telling you. That's my experience.
they
Only
call
black people
Martin
use
Luther
that
King,
word against other
Martin
black
Luther
people.
King. If you go to the South, you will hear them calling Martin Luther Coon, not Martin Luther King, because they don't want to say the word king.
From black people?
No, from Caucasian people.
Oh, okay.
So you're not around them, don't seem like
I don't know. I've never heard it.
I'm around all kind of people. You never heard it, really.
I'm not saying no.
And then you got
I'm not
one
saying
guy
no.
calling- And you got one calling Jesse a monkey, too. He be in the chat.
Okay.
Calling Jesse a monkey.
What is that?
We know the code words, and we're not stupid. And we weren't born yesterday.
But why are you mad at us for some person
I'm
in the
not mad.
chat? What the heck?
I think when people are having a
Go
conversation
talk to
to
that
tell you how they
person.
feel,
What
you
the
gotta
heck?
be mad.
So
We
now
ain't trying to
now I'm responsible for what every person says.
No. You're not responsible.
Go talk
for
to that
nothing for
person,
Nick.
Maze. Why are you mad at me?
You're only responsible for Nick, and I'm responsible for
Why are you
Maze.
mad at me about Monkey? Why are you bringing that up?
No, I'm just telling you.
Why are you bringing it up?
Because people use that word.
But why are you bringing
we
it
know
up?
What it means.
I didn't say
we
that.
Know what it means. But what I'm saying, Nick,
No, why are you bringing it up?
what I'm saying, the people that mad
You were
pull
bringing it
guns
up
out.
for a reason, Maze. Say your reason. It's okay.
People
Speak
that get
freely.
upset got to pull out a pistol on the show, like they go shoot it through the computer.
They're on
That
computers,
ain't no
Maze. No one's getting shot. They're on Zoom. They're on a Zoom call. Who's getting
I don't
shot?
care what kind of call it
Everybody
was.
mad about that. It's like, he pulled a gun on him. They're on a Zoom call. Who's pulling?
That's what I'm saying.
They're on screens. They got screens. They got screens and miles
needed to
between them.
see
Who
that?
pulled a gun on who?
Why did
That's the
little
dumbest
kids-
thing I've ever heard.
Why do kids have to see that?
Huh?
Why do kids have to see that?
I
That's
don't
what they're
know.
going to do now?
What's
Little
wrong with kids seeing a
And
gun?
James always say kids are watching my show.
What's wrong with
So if
kids
they
seeing a
watching
gun?
That, what they got to look at? Some big fat something sitting up there.
They're on a Zoom
no
call.
brain at all.
Bro, he brandished a
and making them
firearm.
laugh.
Bro, he brandished a fire. They're on a Zoom call.
Huh? He brandished a gun on Zoom call. What is that supposed to mean? I'm asking what was it
They're
supposed
on
to
the
mean?
internet, Maze.
I want
Nobody
you to give me
brandished a gun on anybody.
I want an answer. What was that supposed to mean?
I don't know. It was some tough guy stuff. Take it up with
That's what it
Krishan.
was. So I gave you my point of view, and the next one that comes
Whatever.
on,
I'm a
gonna
tough
give you
guy.
their
That's
point
what it
of view.
was. Take it up with
And
him.
So you suck it up and you keep on going, and you can't control if people don't like for you want to be called what you think you can call because you said you could, and that's just point blank. And so if you look at the original definition, you better wonder if you're talking about yourself, talking on that, calling that person that. You could be talking about yourself from the definition out of the original dictionary.
And so, what's your grand point, Maze?
My
Why
grand
should
point
people not say the N word?
What?
Why should people not say that?
Why should they say them? Because they want to offend people. That's why they say it. I guess they just want to do it just because somebody told them they couldn't.
I understand, Maze. Appreciate that. Is this
These are
also
moral values, and if you don't have those, you want to say stuff like that.
cool?
That's the way I see it.
So this is also the last day you ever offend anyone too, right?
Excuse me?
This is the last day you ever offend
like I
anyone,
say, I
right?
don't
You're
care about
never
people
gonna use an offensive word.
I said I don't care about people offending me because I can take care of myself.
No,
Just
but
give me the
you-
opportunity
no, but
to run
Maze-
you down, to give you my opinion of what I think.
You're never gonna use an offensive word, right?
Excuse me? No.
Right on.
So in other words, that one that want to go and blow up and hurt people, something wrong with those kind of people that want to go up and hurt people just because they angry and
Yeah.
and want to tear up a whole country because they angry because something was
I
done to them.
know, or they're mad
Man,
at
it's
some.
real angry.
Or
And
they're
you got
like,
something
man,
that
we're
on
gonna
here.
pull up, and they're just mad about some.
You got something that I'm saying, like, so you got people agreeing with it. So, like the man that was shooting last week, and they couldn't find him. Were they supposed to go shoot up every house until they found him, or just wait until they found him?
Wait, what?
The guy that shot up those people the other week. Were they supposed to go through that whole neighborhood where he lived and shoot up the neighborhood and everybody in it, looking for somebody and saying we're gonna skip over some people, but we're gonna go and do what we got to do?
What's the point, Maze? I'm not understanding here. With that guy,
hearing people.
that guy in Lewiston, Maine, who they found dead.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a problem with the way they did it, or something? What are you saying?
No, not the way they did. I'm saying that's what we're hearing. What we got our country. Somebody went and blew up one of our buildings, so we got to go tear up a whole other side of people, human beings, just because we're mad, and we got to go tear up a whole country because of what one group of people did. As they say, 'cause
Exactly.
I don't believe
That's why
it.
we're about.
Could've been
That's
them
why
themselves.
we're about. That's why we're pushing that message. Anger's evil. That's what we're about.
That's what I'm trying to say. But people don't
I
look
know,
at it
man.
as fun. You got one that called on here that's happened. They're going to blow up the caves. They're going to do this.
Are
They're going to
people-
do that. Now, what kind of
So
heart
you
do
agree with me? Anger's evil.
Just as evil.
So why are you okay
Especially
with
you wanna-
people getting offended?
Especially you want to go kill somebody and you act like somebody done did something to you.
But you just said it's okay. You just said, wait, so why are you coming on here criticizing people, saying words that'll offend people, but not a single word about the person getting offended if you agree with me that anger's
That's
evil?
what I said.
Shouldn't those people not be offended? Isn't it
Shouldn't
evil
they
that they're offended?
No, they offended. That's how you supposed to take care of something?
Isn't
Or
anyone who
you-
gets offended by the N-word evil if you agree with me that anger's evil? Didn't you just agree with me that anger's
just
evil?
like I said, the N-word, for people, like I've told you one time, I'll tell you one more time.
Okay.
People that want to say the N-word to do evil things with it and not doing it from their heart to be happy, make people happy, everybody do not like for people to use the letter.
Okay,
So for
so
those that want to get
I heard
their
you,
feelings
Maze.
hurt,
Thanks. So about the person getting offended, is that person evil for getting offended?
or they're evil for getting offended.
Right, because they're getting mad. And you agree with me that anger's evil?
Well, I'm not mad.
No, but this hypothetical person getting mad, getting offended by the N-word. They're wrong for getting offended.
If they get mad and they don't like it, they got don't you have the opportunity to get mad?
But they're evil for getting mad at that, right?
Huh?
They're evil for getting offended and
What
mad
is
at
it for
that
love
word.
then? If that's evil, what is it for love?
Oh, never mind. I thought we just got finished agreeing that anger's evil.
People don't know what
Anyways,
love
Maze, I thought we just
anyway,
got my apologies. My apologies. I thought we just. It's my bad.
I don't agree with.
That's really my. That's really my fault. I thought we agreed that anger's evil just a moment ago, but I think I misheard you.
Yeah, anger. People hurt themselves from anger.
Oh, okay.
Hurt their own bodies from being angry.
Oh, okay.
Is that evil?
Sure. It sounds evil.
It's just like say those Bible thumpers and those Christian people and all them different people. That's your problem, and you haven't figured it out yet. Look at all the evil stuff they do in the name of Christianity, in the name of all them different groups. Look at all the evil they do, and tell me what's godly about it, and then you can get rich. So you have a good one.
Take care, Maze. Appreciate your call.
You're
Call me again.
uninformed. The word can't be used by you.
All right, Maze. No more digs. Just say bye. Can you just say bye so we can have a nice goodbye? Thank you, Maze. Just a nice goodbye. Throw a little drive-by shots. Why blacks be doing drive-bys, huh? Why y'all be doing drive-bys? Even in a call. Even in a call, you guys got to be doing drive-bys. You guys got to be doing drive-by shootings to each other. What's up with that? It's saying bye. Hey, and by the way, uninformed, da-da-da. It's just drive-bys with you people. Jeez. It's just like, you always got to do drive-bys. Like, holy, calm down. You people. Hey, thank you for the Rumble rant. Being enlightened till I rise says, why you pulling out the hell out of poor Zeus, man? Okay, let me just... My thing was that, I just see him teaming up, and I think he's doing it out of just, like, being blown any which way. And I just wanted to point that out, because, I don't think Zeus means it. He's just teaming up with angry people, man. Talk about pulling up. Lots of these frequent callers having the hell in them stirred up over a word is very eye-opening. So true, being in line till I rise. Made me observe myself with a magnifying glass. Big time. Big time. So true. Thank you, being enlightened till I rise. Wrinkle hand, bing bong, thank you. Very cool. Y'all offended? What are you saying in the chat? Checking out the chat right now. But why can't I do a little calling out, huh? Why can't I? It's funny, they'll try and flip it on you like he's mad. He's mad. Nice. What's up, Renee? Hey. What's up, Gregory Mims? Welcome, welcome. Got your 6. Yeah, the conversation's still going, Mr. Pink. What the? This is basically a Hank Report Part 2. What am I? Let's be real here. I'm just the continuation of shows. Nick just reading the chat. Try not to cry. I know. What's up, Court? Hey, welcome. Kind of also killing time here a little bit. Holy, how much time we got? The N-word report. What's going on in the world, huh? Pretty much showed you what I wanted to show you. pretty much, didn't they do some overturning of things in Connecticut? Anybody hear about this? Also, Kim K talking about that influence in the home, that father's influence in the home. She's getting a rude awakening. Banned for life. I mean, I guess I'm trying to, how do I express myself clearly? I hope I've been clear. Because you can, look, disagree. I'm just considering if I should do this. Hold on. If I should address it one last time. I don't need to. I really don't. Nope, I don't need to, folks. The only thing that matters is your own life. The only thing that matters is your life and how you're reacting to the world. You can discern anything. You really, really can. You can discern anything once you're able to see it in yourself. Once you're able to see how anger works and in the mind and all the conspiracy theories going off in your mind, you will be able to discern anything. Okay. Kim Kardashian talks about her struggles with parenting Northwest. I've talked about Kim K not too long ago. Northwest. Is Northwest the oldest? Northwest might be the oldest. It's Kanye West's daughter. Kanye West's daughter, Northwest. She's the one that's all into her dad. She wore his I think she was her dad for Halloween. I know that she wears things that's like it's like shout outs to her dad. She wears the bear thing, the graduation, from Kanye West's album Graduation, the little bear. She'll wear stuff like this. She'll do different things. You'll see different things where it shows that she's got mad love for her dad. She's like a daddy's girl, kind of, You're kind of totally getting daddy's girl vibes from Northwest. And I talked about Kim Kardashian not too long ago. It was about this fascinating thing where she was saying that she recognizes the problem with a female-dominated home. I'm sorry, I'm just reading my chat a little bit. She's saying that the female-dominated home is a mess. She's basically saying she noticed that was kind of negative. And that she was, and to combat this, she brought in a male nanny, she called it. A man she pays to look over her kids a little bit and bringing in a male influence to the home. But it's also a way of not admitting you're wrong. Because she gets to bring in the manny, but she doesn't have to admit, she doesn't have to repent and say, you know what, I was wrong for keeping the man out of the home, keeping Kanye West, the father, out of the home, and all this mess. She doesn't get to repent. She doesn't have to say, you know what, I was wrong for that. Letting all my sisters and all this mess bring about this dominated home and saying all those things about Kanye and all this. Well, I don't have to admit all that. I'll just pay a manny. So strange. Get your cake and eat it too. There's a video going around. This is not that important. Is this important? Whatever. Look, Kim Kardashian talking about her struggles with parenting Northwest. And in this clip, she describes how Northwest loves being at her dad's. Loves it. So I guess that Manny isn't really doing the job here. Isn't making the cut. Let's watch a little bit of this.
North, she'll go to her dad. She'll be like, Dad is the best. He
I
has
should
it
have
all
censored
figured
this.
out. He doesn't
I
have
should have
a
gotten
nanny.
Hake to censor
He doesn't
this.
have a chef. He doesn't have security. Dad is the best. He has it all figured out. He doesn't have a nanny. He doesn't have a chef. He doesn't have security. He lives in an apartment, and she'll start crying. Why don't you have an apartment? I can't believe we don't have an apartment. North, she'll go to her dad. She'll be like, Dad is the best.
Oh, man. You can see how that might send a mother going crazy. I gave you a Manny. I gave you all the stuff. I bought you all the things. I did the TikToks with you. I bought you anything you wanted. I'm in all your TikToks and I'm making you popular. And all you want is your dad. I even bought you a father. North, she'll go to her dad. She'll be like, Dad is the best. He has it all figured out. Doesn't have a nanny, no chef. This is kind of evil. I mean, I don't know why Kim Kardashian has to be putting this out here. Like, he lives in an apartment with no security. Whoa. That's like, might as well post the address. Post the Addy and say pull up. Might as well post the Addy and say pull up. Kim Kardashian, what the heck? Chill out. I saw Daily Mail too after this. The top headline on Daily Mail was, Kanye West has no security in his home. It's like, what the heck? Yo, can we chill a little bit? The guy gets, people, he gets some hate. People crazy out here. Maybe the person saying that doesn't mean like they want any violence, but other people, they might be a little crazy. You know what I mean? But this is it's gotta be right. It's gotta be completely right. They want a father. They want their real dad. At least one of them does. And she'll even admit this female influence is negative. Well, you have someone with like a male influence, but women, you Kim Kardashian herself say things about Kanye West. He's difficult. He's a little out there, Maybe she has a judgment, and maybe she's like, maybe not that kind of male influence. And so the woman again becomes the kingmaker, the godmaker. Only she gets to decide who's the man. But she'll always be disappointed. Every man she christens and knights and mans will never really live up to her expectations. Or ever really, be a real man. So it's got to be right, for real. It can't be, we need a male influence, but no, order of God, man over woman, woman over children. Repent, say I'm wrong for hating men? No. Oh, we're Christians, we're patriots, Republicans, we love, no, America's not a racist country. Stop with all that mess. Oh, wait, hold up. You said the N-word? White boy, you said the N-word, white boy? No. Oh, I'm a Republican, we're going to conserve, we got to conserve here, and look at this mess at the border, illegal immigration, man, it's 11 million. And and we need bills for Israel and Ukraine. We got to play ball. We just got to play ball. No. We can't do that anymore. Anyways, it's got to be real. And it starts with you. And it starts with you. No, I bet it really does. King of Graduates, thank you for the Rumble rant, says, didn't they say you were starting at 2? Anyways, if someone called Joel or Jesse the N-word in your presence, would you defend them or just let it happen? It depends. I don't know. I mean, is this person aggressive? You know me, I'll circle the wagons. I kind of a circle. This person's coming up to us and I see their spirit. They're spitting, they're like, you N-word. And I'm like, this person's getting kind of active. this person's pulling up looking a little active. Looks like we might have to make some friends, huh? Oh, you trying to make some friends? I could be your friend. Hobbit skirmish. But it's all, again, it sounds like you're seeing this whole thing in a very shallow way. If someone called Joel or Jesse the N-word in your presence, it's not because Joel or Jesse were getting called the N-word. It's because this person, you know what I mean? This person's getting active. And even then, we must keep our head about us. We must be sober-minded. We just have to be. Just because someone's yelling at Joel or Jesse saying, you N-word, you little brown, blah, blah, blah. That's no reason to go and beat that person up, number one. It's in fact more reason to be more aware. Wait a second. Don't get offended here. What's going on here? Is there someone around the corner? Is this person filming us, trying to do a gotcha? What's going on here? Let's have a wait and see attitude. And if Joel or Jesse were going to get mad at that person, if Joel or Jesse were to suddenly rabid, just like, this person, I can't believe they called me that. I can't believe, who do they think they are disrespecting me like that? If they suddenly got like that, King of Graduates, I would suddenly be like, wait a second, Joel, Jesse? So you guys are a bunch of liars. Everything you've been saying is just a big lie, is what you're telling me. And I would turn on, no, I'm joking. That's a joke. I would, sincerely, I'd look at them and be like, so you're liars. You actually do, you get angry at people calling you names. You don't see that this person calling you the N-word is a silly person with a void and has anger. They don't even know themselves what they're really doing. They don't even know what they're really truly angry at, and they're just calling, in this hypothetical situation, Joel and Jesse the N-word. Jesse and Joel, you can't see that this person is being controlled by their anger? You guys haven't learned a single thing, is what I would say to them. No, I'm not down, Toby. This is one of my most fun shows ever. I'm not down at all, honestly. Toby in the chat, I'm not down. I really just, I know it's like, move on, Nick, be alpha, be tough. I don't feel any way about it. But maybe you guys think I'm ridiculous for saying this. But maybe you guys will see me as beta for this. But I don't, at the same time, I don't make allegiances and think all you people in the chat are my friends. I just don't operate like that with anyone. I don't operate like that with Joel. I don't operate like that with anyone. Go around making allegiances. You're my friend. I'm a friend to them first. At least I try to be. And I know the best way I can do that is overcoming identity. That might be a mystery to you, what I'm saying. And we don't really have the time to unpack that. But if I can be brief, it's that. I know to be the best friend I can to the world is I need to shed all these identities. But I don't go around making these friends and thinking they're my friend, and you know what I mean here? But you might think I'm silly for this, even though I think like that. At the same time, every time I take a call, it's a new call. I know that's a name I recognize, but it's a new call, and I don't want to judge, and I'm. Nick, now is not the time to lose your ish. I'm not losing my ish. Look, I just wanted to explain myself and I know it's something I don't have to do, to these two people that I'm not going to say I care about. I'm just saying, like, I see them as, I have no judgment to them and I have no problem with them. It's like I'd be talking to anyone else. And so I wanted to be full in my explanation. Almost, not like that I owe it to them, but it's just how I am. So anyways, the point is, though, they won't see you what you really mean, even if you explain yourself. So we'll let the chips fall where they may. Thank you, Harmony, for the super chat. Says, what a mess. Boys in they feelings again. Another super chat. Thank you, Sion. Says, Hank is to blame. To invite that guy was liberal blat hater. Dang, man. Really? That's all it took, huh? All right. So, folks, catch me tomorrow. We got Nick Stream going up Friday. We got Nick Stream Friday. Don't miss it tomorrow around 4 p.m. We're going to be taking that flight. We do love the flights, okay? And we're going to have fun tomorrow. So hit me up tomorrow at around 4. Subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss it. That's the end of today's show. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything here. Folks, that's it from me. I think. All right, y'all. Number 4, 5 sign outs. Peace, y'all. Take care. See you tomorrow.